Trump is out, Putin is gone. So what's next? What happens to the world after these guys have finally finished their reign? What light remains and what darkness remains? And what does the world have to deal with? That is the question I asked the tarot today. The world is not looking like it's going to recover quickly from the reign of Trump and Putin. But there's hope for a better future after they're gone, once we deal with the pieces that remain. In this reading, I also did a clairvoyant meditation. And I did my meditation before I chose my cards. The messages from my clairvoyant meditation and my tarot reading work so well together, and it's really worth sticking around. So this video is a little bit longer than my normal ones, but it's worth the trip. Okay, so let's get started. First card I pulled was the Seven of Cups. This is the card of illusion and delusion. I can't think of two people on this planet that this card applies to more than Trump or Putin. Who has been the master of misinformation? It really seems to be the environment that Trump and Putin have strived to create. Illusion and delusion, misinformation and distraction. And those are the energies surrounding the world during Trump and Putin's reign and afterwards. Next card I pulled was the Nine of Wands reversed. Now, the Nine of Wands reversed, well, let's start with the upright position. When it's upright, it's being defensive. It's, weary after battle, but standing your ground. I think this card, when it's reversed, speaks to exhaustion. It speaks to a reluctance to engage anymore. We're burnt out, this propaganda campaign that's been waged on the world, and all the misinformation and polarization and partisan battles and politics. We're exhausted, we're tired. Post-Trump and Putin, the world will be very weary. The world will have lost some of its fight after Putin and Trump are gone. The next card I pulled was the King of Cups reversed. This card represents a leader who is cruel, who's immature, who is vindictive. It's not a good card. And I think it really speaks to the temperament and personalities of both leaders, Trump and Putin. I can't think of a card that describes him better, actually, than the King of Cups reversed. This is a mean king, and yeah, he's out for himself. There's not a lot of compassion or empathy coming from this king. The King of Cups also speaks to who may step into the shoes of these two leaders once they're gone. There's folks out there that are looking for opportunities, nefarious leaders, strong men who are waiting for their time, waiting for their opportunity. And with the vacuum, they might see potential. So I think this card warns us in a future world, we have to be careful not to let these people get power. The next card I pulled was the Eight of Wands reversed. Now, when it's upright, this card speaks to rapid movement and quick action. In reversed, it has a more negative context. The world's going to come to a halt. There's going to be a slowdown. There's going to be a freeze, a feeling of being stuck with the world. Things aren't going to progress quickly. We're not going to move out of the post-Trump-Putin era rapidly. We're going to feel stuck. This is not a card of rapid action and quick progress. The next card I pulled was the Seven of Swords. This is the thief. This is betrayal. This is facade. I think that both leaders, Trump and Putin, have spent a lifetime creating a persona, creating a facade, in order to steal as much as they can from you and me and the world. There's thievery and deception and false personas going on right now, and that will continue after they are gone. We're going to be bewildered by, we don't know what's true and what's not. We don't know what's exactly been taken from us, and it's going to take us a while to figure that out. The next card is the Star, and I was happy to see this card because the Star is the card of hope. It's the card of renewal. It is It is a positive energy. And I think what this card is saying in this reading is don't give up hope. You know, have faith. Have faith that we will get through the post-Trump Putin era. There is hope of better times ahead with this card. Now I pulled some oracle cards too, and again, I find they really add nuance to a reading. And what was fascinating was this card kind of said it all for the whole reading. And it doesn't get any better than this. The card I pulled was time to go. It's time to go. It's time for them to go. This is an era that is reaching its end. It's reaching its conclusion. So the Trump-Putin era is winding down. It's time for them to go. But what was really fascinating about this card is the number of the card in the deck. This card is number 45. Come on, is there a coincidence here? Trump was the 45th president and is known as 45. 45, it's time to go. Next card I pulled was Serendipity reversed. Now, in an upright position, serendipity is good fortune, right? It's like unexpected good luck. It's just chance. It's like a bonus, you know. But when it's reversed, to me, it has a very karmic meaning. That this whole era with Trump and Putin did not happen by chance. It's karmic. It was meant to be. And it's not a good thing. It's a negative thing, right? It's not unexpected good luck. It's been mandated or expected bad luck, karmic bad luck. The world needed to go through the Trump and Putin era. It needed to see what these people stand for. The world needs to assess and figure out post-Trump and post-Putin whether or not we are going to proceed with the after effects and live it, or if we're going to learn from it and move on. Learn our lessons and make the world a better place, because that's our karmic lesson. So none of this is happening by chance. It's happening for a reason. Will the world learn its karmic lessons post-Trump and post-Putin? That is the question. The next card I pulled was also very interesting. It was the Tribe reversed. So the Tribe, obviously, to me anyway, it stands for humanity. You know, the world's peoples, nations, countries. The card reversed is a fractured and divided society. This is a society that is polarized, that is building fences and isolating itself. It's not working as a collective, and it's not working as a global community. This tribe has been through a lot, and it's withdrawing, and it's fractured, and it's splintered. And that will continue after Trump and Putin are gone. That is the energy that the world will be facing. We need to come together to work through the lessons that are left to us after Trump and Putin are gone. Now, the next card was the bottom of the deck, and it's an interesting one, and it's the Hanged Man. So, you know, the Hanged Man stands for a pause, reflection, taking a break. But if you take a look at the golden halo around his head, he's doing some serious thinking while he's doing his pause. It's a reckoning. And this card is saying after Trump and Putin are gone, the world is going to go through a reckoning, and it will pause. There will be a pause. There will be a time out for the world. The world will take a time out to assess the damage and figure out the path forward. But it's going to be a long pause. I can tell you, it's not happening quickly. All the energies that are left behind post-Trump, post-Putin will take a while for us to figure out. The change and the progress will not happen quickly. In my clairvoyant meditation, I saw a number of symbols in my mind's eye. Messages come to me in symbols and in images. And the first symbol that came to me was a shallow dish. And to me, this is a lack of empathy. It's a shallowness, right? Like, there's no depth to these people that are ruling the world. The two people in question, Trump and Putin, there's not a lot of depth here. You know, a dish holds water. Water represents emotion, and it's a shallow one. So there's not a lot of emotion going on here. They're pretty cold people. The next clairvoyant image that came to me was a lantern. And I think of the Hermit card in tarot. You know, he's holding a lantern and he's looking for direction. And that's exactly the message I got from that symbol. There was a lantern. We're trying to find our way, trying to find a new direction, and it requires light. So, you know, we're gonna have to reflect on what we're going through as a society and as a global community, reflect on the damage that's been done post-Trump and Putin. And we'll need to find our way, and it's going to take reflection and light to get there. The next clairvoyant image that came to me was a sailboat. And for me, a sailboat, I see boats a lot. In a previous video, I saw a gondola. Boats, to me, symbolize progress, right? They're moving forward, and emotional progress, because, you know, water is a symbol of emotion, and a boat is gliding on it, and and I think it's what's important is to look at the symbol and look at the water. Is the water choppy or is the water smooth? And in my clairvoyant image, the water was choppy, but it's moving forward. So rough times after Trump and Putin are gone. It's going to be a tough emotional journey, but we will make progress. We will sail forward. We will get through it. And I think that the star card speaks to that quite nicely. There's hope. We'll get through this. The next clairvoyant image that came to me was an 8-ball. You know, like the billiard ball when you play pool? It's an end game, right? It's the last ball that you sink before the end of the game. End of a chapter. This game, for lack of a better word, that Trump and Putin have been playing with the world for the last God knows how long, it's coming to an end. The 8-ball can also speak to fate and uncertainty as to where are we going? Where will we go? What direction will we take? The next clairvoyant image that I saw was a plastic doll. Plastic doll, to me, speaks to inauthenticity. It's a facade. It's not real. It's plastic. It's a plastic persona, right? It's a hollowness, a shallowness. There is no soul or energy attached to this doll. And I think this speaks beautifully to Trump and Putin's facade that they put on the world, you know. It's part of their misinformation campaign, you know. Let's go back to the 7 of Cups, right? Illusion and delusion and distraction. His recent flippant comments about kids' dolls at Christmas is going to be the part of his unwinding. The next clairvoyant image I saw was a necklace of leaves. I think this symbolizes a couple of things. Post-Trump, post-Putin, humanity will be moving towards a more greener perspective and embracing nature and moving away from Trump's drill, baby drill policies. And, you know, it's also oil that fuels the Russian economy. And post-Trump, post-Putin, we're going to embrace climate policies again in a fierce way. The next clairvoyant image I saw was a bicycle. And again, this is a symbol of progress. It's moving forward, right? But moving forward with effort, and it requires balance. So the path forward post-Trump, post-Putin will require effort and balance, balancing out the interests of different peoples and different cultures to try to reclaim a connection, right? And again, it's the tribe card. We're so disconnected and polarized. And I think that the bicycle that I saw speaks to a need for balance and effort with each other in order to make progress. The next clairvoyant symbol that came to me was the statue of Venus. And again, that to me speaks to the star card. And I think what that image symbol is trying to say is that post-Trump, post-Putin, the world will embrace a more feminine energy, or a more feminine energy will become dominant. And that's a nurturing energy, that's a compassionate energy, that is an empathetic energy. And I think we're going to start seeing the end of patriarch type societies and autocratic male leaders. I think the world's had enough. Well, I've had enough, but we're going to be so burnt out. We're going to be so exhausted after Trump and Putin are gone that we're not going to want to look at any more autocratic male leaders for a while. I think that, maybe it's time for women to shine on the world stage, finally, more so than they are now. I think that the world will embrace that feminine energy in a bigger way, post-Trump, post-Putin. The next clairvoyant image I saw was barbed wire. That's an interesting one. Barbed wire keeps you out. It keeps people separated. It's a very aggressive and toxic barrier. And I think, again, we're going back. I think we're going back to the tribe card reversed. We're also isolated and fractured and splintered, and we're creating silos, and we're not connecting, and we're very disconnected as a people. I think the barbed wire that I saw spoke to that. That keep out of my country, keep out of my ideas, keep out of my space, a mentality that has been created the last number of years, and a lot of it fueled by Trump and Putin. The barbed wire could also be speaking to wounds left behind after they're gone that we will have to deal with. We're going to be licking our wounds, and they're going to be deep wounds, and they're going to be painful wounds. The next clairvoyant image that I saw was a string of pearls. This gives me hope, and I keep going back to the star card, but this gives me hope. What the tarot and my clairvoyant images are trying to tell me and us is that nothing good comes easy. Nothing good comes without effort and sacrifice, and it takes time. We're going to take a long pause. It's going to take some time, but something beautiful will emerge at the end of the day. At the end game is something beautiful for humanity. And I think that that's the message that we should take away from this reading. In spite of the friction, in spite of the false gods, the facades, the misinformation, the polarization, the cruelty, the lack of empathy, what's been stolen from us, what's being stolen from us, not only monetarily, but with values and safety. Our feeling of safety has been stolen from us. I think that this era is coming to an end. Time to go, 45. I think it's karmic. I think it's fractured us. And I think that the world needs to go through this to learn its lessons, and it needs the friction so the world can become a place of beauty, and humanity can embrace its better nature and its beautiful nature, and that will shine eventually. So there's hope after this. It's going to be a tough time. It's going to be it's going to linger. The darkness that has been cast on the world is going to linger. And we're going to be exhausted. We're going to be exhausted. And we're going to want to take a break. But we'll get through it. And it will, like a diamond or a pearl, humanity will emerge as something more beautiful and more valuable because of the friction and the pressure that we went through. That's my reading. I hope it was enlightening. I hope it gave you hope, and I hope it gave you some insight. If you like this content, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. It really helps it grow, and it's free. And leave a comment below if any of this resonated with you, or if you've had any similar type visions or symbols. I would love to hear about that. Anyway, thanks again, and I'll catch you on the next one.